All right, welcome to Tunesday Tuesday number 51. And I know we are a day early. It is actually Monday as this goes out. But unfortunately, tomorrow my mom is having open heart surgery tomorrow morning. So thankfully, my guest tonight, Miss Jennifer Alvarado, has graciously rescheduled so that we could do this today. Excited to chat with her. Jennifer is from Hickory, North Carolina. You were just listening to her song "Filthy Water," which is just an awesome song. We're looking forward to chatting with Jennifer here in a moment. I do want to let you guys know to please follow wherever you're watching from. If you're watching live on Twitch and Facebook, please hit the like or follow button. And if you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon in the future, you guys can also hit the like button or follow, subscribe, etc. Appreciate the support out there, guys. And Fubar MP, thank you for the 58-month resubscription. I appreciate you as well. Without any further ado, guys, we're going to get into my conversation with the one and only Miss Jennifer Alvarado. Let's get over there and talk. Jennifer, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
I'm so excited to have you here. Man, so Hickory, North Carolina, that's where you're from, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I live in Vale now. So which is it's like 30 minutes outside of Hickory, but
What's it like in Hickory?
um like a smaller Charlotte area, if you've been to Charlotte
Yeah,
at all.
I have.
So I mean it's just a smaller version of Charlotte. Honestly, downtown Hickory is starting to look more and more like Charlotte as the years go by. So
So it's just population growth is like everywhere else.
yeah, population growth and then just kind of urbanization of everything. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that why you
Mhm.
moved out of there? Partly, or
No, my husband's family is from Vale, and
okay?
we happened to when we got married, we were looking for a house, and we found one that had 2 acres, and we were like sold
Hell
because
yeah.
yeah, we had been living in a condo, and we were sick of neighbors and hearing everybody's conversations, and we were like, yeah, we're gonna just move to the country with some cows and trees and
I
get away
understand
from
that
people.
wholeheartedly. I've been reading your story, and you just
Fun.
have such a unique background when it comes to music. And music is different for everybody, but one thing I've noticed a lot of times is it can be a life preserver, a life vest for people, and it's
Yes,
very much been
definitely.
that for you, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was the shy kid. I was also an only child, and so I think music kind of gave me a voice in many ways. But it also kind of helped me figure out that like I think it's very easy, especially being an only child, to feel like you're alone in your own little bubble. And it helped me to realize that like I'm not alone in the way I feel about many things. And honestly, this sounds weird, but so many artists and their songs were almost like my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because it gave me something to relate to and to sort of look forward to in so many ways. So
And
yeah.
see, we're kindred spirits there. I'm an only child as well, so I grew up the same
Okay.
way as you. And you have to find somewhere to be, right? You have to
Yeah.
find something to make you feel less alone, right? And
Yeah.
for you, it
Yeah.
sounds like that was music. For me, it was books, right? Like I would just
Okay.
get into the characters in books and stuff like that, and then that made me feel like I wasn't so alone. But reading about you, music really kind of helped you through not only a loss in your life, but also bullying in school. And being an only child and being bullied, I've been there too. That's even worse because you don't have a brother or sister to stick up for you or
Yeah.
go through the same things as you and kind of commiserate in that. So, really, the music was your crutch, wasn't it, early on?
Definitely. Most definitely. And I think it made it okay because it gave me something to write about. I know that sounds weird, but it's like, it makes you more interesting. You have things to write about and you can kind of talk yourself through things and process it. And yeah, I wrote short stories as a kid. So I totally understand the books and
Yeah.
I mean that's what I started with short stories and then, went into songs and all of that. But yeah, I think it's an escape and sometimes you need that. And I think even now, like, you're having a bad day, you can hear a song that you've loved for 30 years, and it's your happy song and it makes your entire day better. So I think it's still that escape on many levels.
Do you think that's kind of shaped your subject matter even as an adult? Because like you're obviously listening to your catalog, like you're not afraid to write about real things, right? Like and those that reality or that realism can relate to more people really because you're not trying to be commercial as a songwriter.
Yeah.
You think that was shaped from those early experiences?
Most definitely. Yeah, most definitely, because, those were the songs that mattered to me. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't care, when I'm 11 years old and I'm coming home crying because of something, I don't care about a drinking song. I have no idea what they're even talking about, like,
yeah,
Whiskey River or what, like, I have no idea what's going on, and so but, you're talking about crying in your bedroom or whatever, I related to that, and I think it's the same thing now. I think, feelings are hard, whether you're 11 years old or you're, 30 or 40 or whatever. Like, feelings are hard. And I think for me, it's how I processed everything. And I want that for somebody else. I want to be that for somebody else to say, hey, it's okay you feel this way. It's okay that you don't have all the answers to things. None of us do. And, we've all been there. So I think that relatability is what really drives why I do that and why I share. And sometimes I probably overshare, but I, I know that somebody can take something from it. And I feel like the world kind of tries to shut us up in so many ways, like, oh, it's not okay to feel that way. It's not
mm,
okay to express that or whatever the case is. And I think that that's what happens to so many people and why we have this rise in mental health and depression and all these things, because you're just pushing it down. And if you talk about it, it takes away the power it has on you. And so I think that's why I've always kind of shared things that maybe other people wouldn't or just don't want to, because it's like, no, I want to get that out. I don't want it in me,
yeah.
taking my breath away from, yeah.
I find this very interesting, just because you're an only child. What you're doing is a very selfless thing, right? Like sharing this hurt, this grief, this rawness that's within you. And honestly, as an only child myself, being selfless is the hardest thing to do as an only child. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I don't
I'm
want to share my food.
completely.
I don't want to share my toys. I
Nope.
don't want to share my car. Like, no, this mine, 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 mine. It's always been mine, and that's not a bad trait. It's just how we were raised. We were raised
Oh,
alone,
yeah.
so everything was ours. I also know that songwriters don't release everything, right? I know that you're
Oh,
most likely keeping really personal songs to yourself as well. So, how do you make the decision which ones to share and which ones to not share?
I'll be honest, there's some songs that I pray about before I ever put them out there, because it's like, do I want to open this can of worms?
Right.
Like, as much as I love this song and as much as I feel like it could maybe relate to somebody, do I really want to put this out there, because you can't take it back? And so there's some songs that will forever be, in a notebook in the closet, and they're not, they were simply there to help process what I was feeling at the time. And then there's other ones that I've kind of combed over and maybe changed some of the characters or some of the little details to where it's not as on the nose,
Mm-hmm.
with the situation, so that I can always say, hey, it, this is to relate to a wider group of people, or whatever the situation is. Um, because I don't, sometimes I feel like, especially like with comedians, like when as a comedian, like I feel like everything is open. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you use all of it for material, and the same is true with songwriters. Um, but I think sometimes you're able to do that more tactfully when it's a joke, and you can always say, I'm just making fun of whatever. Or where with songwriting, like, you get really raw really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's honestly how I make the decision. I really think about it, pray about it, and it's like, if I feel like this can somehow help a situation, um then I'm going to put it out.
Well, I love that, first of all. Second of all, you're doing a ton of shows. You're a very busy musician. So reliving those songs can very easily relive the hurt just by seeing somebody else's reaction to those
Yeah.
songs, right? So, like, even if it's a song that you wrote because of a specific era in your life and you're no longer in that situation that created that motivated the song,
Mhm.
um, and maybe you grieved that moment and you're over it, and now the song is just kind of a representation of that era, so now you can easily deliver it. But now you see somebody's reaction to that song,
Yeah.
and I mean, that can bring you right back to that situation, right?
Oh, yeah, and I'm not one that, like, over apologizes 'cause I'm like, "I'm
Right.
so sorry. I didn't
Yeah.
mean to make you cry, like, I'm
Yeah.
so sorry."
Yeah, it's funny. It's man, songwriters are so cool. Just it's such a unique thing. Everybody does it differently. Everybody does it because of different things. But at the same time, there's a huge amount of similarities between songwriters. The whys and the why
Mhm.
nots even are just as important. Um,
Oh,
so at some point in time, I know you went to school originally for music. Reading about you, it ended up being
yes.
for a different reason, but music is still the forefront for you. So it's obviously a very serious thing. It's a full time gig now for you. So what kind of made that happen? Like what propelled you to make this more than just a hobby?
Oh gosh. I think one of the biggest factors was probably my husband and his support. Because I had all but shelved music when we first started dating. Like it was one of those situations of like I just felt like I had left it from college and gone into political science and other things because it's like you're told like you need a real job and you need a real career and be serious and grow up and blah blah blah. So I had switched and that's what I was doing. And I finally shared songs with him one night. We were dating like really early on, and I shared some songs with him, and I look over and he was crying, and I was like, "What is wrong with you? Like, what?" And he's like, "These are so good. Like, why aren't you doing anything with this?" And he actually kind of tricked me into getting involved with worship music. Um, and because he was like, they just need somebody for one song, and then like all of a sudden it became this whole thing. And that was essentially how I got back into music was because of him. And so and he has made it possible for me to, you know, go stay and live in Nashville part-time and do this songwriting thing and be on the road all the time. Like he's the one that keeps everything going here. And so I really it's honestly him. He's the one that got me back into it. But yeah, I did a lot of twists and turns and realized that the normal 9 to 5 um, path was just not for me. And it was never going to be fulfilling. It was never going to um, lead to anything more than me being stressed out. And I honestly think when the pandemic hit, I was sort of like, okay, and not to get morbid, but it was like, okay, if this is the end of everything, like I want to know at the end of this that I at least tried.
Yeah.
And so it was during the pandemic that I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm going to put some songs out and see what happens. And if everybody hates them, great. Okay. At least I know.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that didn't happen. And here we are. But yeah, he has been at the forefront of helping me tremendously.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself, right? And
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't give everything your all, then that's gonna beat you up. You have those inner voices that are gonna remind you of that all the time, like
Oh
all the
yeah.
time. You know what I mean? So, I'm glad that you have that in your life. Sounds like your
Mhm.
husband's a badass. So,
Oh yes.
good job there. I love that you're able to do what you love and know that you have that support in your corner. And more
Thank you.
importantly than that, you're right. Music is not seen as that blue collar, 9 to 5 real job. But if you have somebody in your corner like your husband, then it can become just a phenomenal situation for everybody
Yeah.
involved. And I love your music. I love that you're touring so
Thank
much, playing so many shows. I look at your tour. I mean, you got stuff booked into July of next year. That's
I do.
insane.
And of course, I'm stressed out because I'm like, but I need to get to December. I need to get to 2027. Like, what's happening?
No,
Yeah, I'm going to actually go on and update things tonight. And, which I think my thing is I love to be busy. I am a workaholic. And so I
same.
have to find a balance in that too.
Yeah.
Because I would do this 24/7 until I drop over, keel over.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have to put a balance in there. But yeah, it's that constant of like, I'm so afraid that like one day, like the calls are gonna stop and all that. And so like I keep wanting to just get it all at one time. And yeah.
Well, it's certainly a blessing, and I'm glad you're able to live it. And one last thing before we get into the two songs that we're going to play tonight,
Yeah.
I wanted to chat with you about something I love about your vibe. It's just so genre fluid. From country to pop to alternative rock, you get some Christian, obviously, vibes in your stuff as well. Where is all this coming from? Is this just from like organically living your existence and hearing what you hear and adding it
Honestly.
to what you have?
Yeah, I grew up listening to country music with my grandparents, classic rock with my mom. Um, I went through a whole rap phase. I probably will not do rap. I am horrible at it, so I will not release something. I will
Oh
save
man,
the
no
world
rap
from
record? Come
no,
on.
no, I will save the world from that. But yeah, I grew up with all of that, and I think, and for the longest time, I did Christian music, and so I think, all of those mean something, and I think my whole thing is I hate labels. I hate that everything feels like it needs to have a label.
Hmm.
Like it's either good and brings something out in you or it doesn't. Like that. And so I think that that's the thing. Like I hate when people are like, well, are you country or are you pop or are you this or are you that? And it's like, why can't you just create music and what it becomes, it becomes.
Yeah, I think there's two genres: good music and bad music.
Yeah, and that's the way I am. Like I've never not listened to something simply because it's classical or it's
Hmm.
this or it's that, and I think too because I did study classical for so long, like that has an impact as well. So yeah, it's just kind of there. It's
Well, I
the
mean,
sort of
it's art too. It's supposed to be subjective to the consumer of it, whatever the art is, whether it's music, whether it's paintings, whether it's sculptures, whatever, books, right? I mean, it's supposed to be subjective. So, like, if you put it in a box and it's black or white, it's no subjective anymore, which means it's not art. Now you're just putting out, I don't even know what it is, right?
yeah,
So, like country music is country music because of all the different vibes that have permeated it over the years.
yes,
It was never its own genre. It's just a whole bunch of vibes of other genres. R&B's the same way, rap's the same way, hip hop, you name it, it has different vibes. And the reason for that is because each person is living their own existence and listening to different stuff. And that different
yes,
stuff is what's kind of creating your recipe. You know what I mean? And I mean that's what makes art subjective, and it's what makes it awesome. So, good stuff. Is how are you working out like secular versus Christian music, right? Because like a lot of times, if you're a Christian artist, releasing secular music can kind of not be the right thing to do.
for the longest time I had trouble with that, especially when I was pursuing worship music. I had trouble even, and I had a Christian CD out at that point in time, and I felt really, really guilty, because I never wanted it to be about me. Like worship on Sunday mornings and whatever else. Like I never wanted somebody to confuse what platform I was on and who I was representing in that platform. And so for a long time, like I didn't talk about what I was doing, my songwriting, anything. Like, yeah, I was doing it, but I didn't put it out there. And that was one thing that I feel like I sort of kept myself in the dark for a long time because of. And what I realized was you can do both. Like there's an appropriate time to be talking about what you're doing, and like here we can share about what I'm writing about, what I'm
Right.
releasing, um, versus a Sunday morning. And so I had to make that okay in my own heart and my own mind. I think too. I just I'm not saying I would never release a song about drinking or something like that. However, I think with the amount of years that I have spent in recovery ministry, helping with recovery ministry and um, celebrate recovery, especially, I cannot in good conscience throw a song out that is,
Yeah.
talking about partying and getting drunk and whatever and making bad choices. I can't, because that goes against what I want to sort of represent for myself.
And when you're writing, do you kind of have to separate kind of your artistic identity? Because I feel like that's two artistic identities, right? Like writing
um,
just mainstream music versus Christian music.
it can be, but I honestly think that I try to bring a lot of my faith into decisions that I'm making about what I'm writing anyway.
Yeah.
And so with that said, there's just certain songs and material that I'd be like, you know what? I don't know that I can add anything to this. Like if I went into a writer's room and somebody was like, we're gonna write the next, you know, country song about drinking whiskey until we're falling over. Um, I would probably say, you know what, I don't think I can add anything to this.
Yeah.
And, I'm willing to write something else or whatever. And that's not to say that I think that, because I feel like people think when they hear that, they're like, oh, you're above that or something. That has nothing to do with that.
Right.
It's just, I honestly don't think I can represent that well. And I don't think I can bring anything to the table
Yeah, it's a
with,
perspective thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what makes songs great is when you do relate to them, when it is raw emotion, when it is experiences you've had, and you can always pull from somebody else's perspective and add to it. But if you have absolutely no idea, like, I think it makes it hard, and it
Yeah.
makes it even harder to believe with the listener. So and I think that's when you get to, where is it just a commercial song that you're trying to get a paycheck for, or do you really believe in this?
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. I think that I really want to believe in what I'm putting out and not just trying to collect a paycheck or
No,
hope
no
it gets.
faking it till you make it. I understand. Yeah.
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 Good stuff. All right, let's talk about the music. First, I want to chat about the song that you have picked this week. This is Jennifer's pick of the week. It is Molly Hanson, and the song is called Isolated. So, out of all the songs and artists in the world, why did you pick this one?
I love Molly. I think that she's one of my favorite people to write with. I love her perspective on things. She is wise beyond her years, and she has dealt with mental health stuff, and it comes out in her music, and especially like this song, and she just put out a new EP, so check that out as well. And it's very vulnerable and very real, and I love that type of writing. And I love her voice. She's got an awesome voice.
Awesome stuff. And I had not heard of Molly yet, and I always blind react the pick of the week, so I have not heard the song yet.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll have fun with that here in a few minutes. We are featuring obviously one of Jennifer's songs tonight, and the song we are featuring is called "Something About a Boy." So tell us about this song and how it came to be.
Yeah. I wrote this song. It was a snow day back in like 2018 or something. And essentially it's that idea of like, you fall head over heels for your first love, and no matter what they've done to you, you still have that little nudge in your heart of like, there's just still something about him. Like there's just, and everybody's telling you like this dude is bad news, like you need to
Yeah.
move on. But no matter what anybody tells you, you have to finally get it through to yourself and make that decision yourself. And so that's really what this song is about. It's about an old relationship that just never transpired into more than a bad 4 years.
And I'll tell you what, that never stops either, right? Once you fall in love with somebody, even if it ends, even if you hate that person, you still wonder, right? Even if you
Oh,
fall in
yeah.
love with somebody else, like I'm in the perfect relationship right now. I've been married for 10 years. She's
Awesome.
legitimately my soulmate. We do everything together. But there's always those prior loves, and you still wonder, and you still wonder how they're doing. You still care about how they do, and all of
Yeah,
that, even if you hate them at this point. It's such a weird thing, right?
it is. It is.
Yeah. So we have Jennifer Alvarado here. We're going to get into the music here in a minute, but I want you guys to follow along with this young lady. Her website is jenniferalvarado.com. You can see the name spelling on your screen. If you happen to be listening, though, in the future, I will spell it out for y'all. It's JenniferAlvarado.com. That will also be in the description below. I want you guys to follow along with Jennifer on your favorite social medias, too. I'm going to tell you where you can follow. Instagram is at Jennifer Alvarado Music. Facebook is also Jennifer Alvarado Music. X is Guitar Diva 12. YouTube is Jennifer Alvarado Music. And do you have a TikTok? I don't see a TikTok here. No
I do.
TikTok.
It's Jennifer Alvarado Music.
So basically everywhere is Jennifer Alvarado Music, except for X, which is Guitar
X.
Diva 12.
Yeah. It's going back to my AOL. I created that when I was 12. If you
So I still have an AOL. We won't talk about that. So the AOL I have used to be worth money.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I created it in 2003 after the Red Sox lost the World Series.
Oh,
And
okay.
I put it Bo Sox Man 2004 because I knew they were going to win the next year.
Okay.
And then they did win the next year.
Nice.
And so I was offered money for that AOL account back in the day, and I didn't take it like a dumbass.
I have not been offered money for Guitar Diva 12. No, if
Oh,
anybody
golly.
if anybody would like to buy it, I would.
Yeah, you guys need to have Guitar Diva 12 on X. It's going to blow up at some point, y'all. Come on. Jennifer, thank you so much for your time today. Let's get into the music.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye. All right, guys, we are going to get into the music. What a fabulous artist and guest, Miss Jennifer Alvarado. We're going to actually play the song featured for her called Something About a Boy that we were just talking about. You guys love it and follow Jennifer everywhere, and let's get into it. This is Something About a Boy.
She was 18, following her dreams, falling for a boy who couldn't quite seem to get to where he was going. Everyone told her to tell him goodbye. Don't look back, you need to live your life. But her heart felt some. Seasons go and seasons change, but one thing always stays the same. First love, tell your heart back. Doesn't make sense, but you think you know right. Can't sleep, finding hard to breathe. Lose on track of time, makes you weak in your knees. Then one day you can find the sparkle in his eye. Oh, there's something about a boy, something about a boy. 4 years of putting him first. Every word he said hurt a little worse. She stopped dreaming. Never enough to make things right, and never strong enough to tell him goodbye. Until one night the truth was glaring. Love is always worth the fight, but sometimes you run to save your life. First love, tell your heart back. Doesn't make sense, but you think you know right. Can't sleep, find it hard to breathe. Lose on track of time, makes you weak in your knees. Then one day you can find the sparkle in his eye. Oh, there
right, Jennifer's pick of the week is Isolated by Molly Hansen. Y'all check it out.
I protected my peace a little too well. Now I'm finding freedom feels lonely. Trying to connect, but it's like I repel anyone before they get to know me. So stuck in my head, regretting everything I've said. My memories are controlling me. At night, turn off the lights. There's a show on, and you're the star. Why'd you say that? Say it like that. It's why they all go, and it's why you're isolated. No one likes a cold and jaded. Ice queen faded out by those who left you shaking. Isolated, bitter but it's complicated. Isolated, safer but you know you hate it. Left you shaking, left you shaking. Oh, 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 oh. Left you shaking, left you shaking. Oh, 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 oh. Maybe I'd feel better if I moved back home. Goodbye to first impressions. Find solace in what I already know, but I'd be afraid of regression. So I'm toughing it out, but my anxiety and doubt collaborate with my depression. At night, turn off the lights. There's a show on, and you're the star. Why'd you say that? Say it like that. It's why they all go, and it's why you're isolated. No one likes a cold and jaded. Ice queen faded out by those who left you shaking. Isolated, bitter but it's complicated. Isolated, safer but you know you hate it. Oh, 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 oh. Left you shaking, left you shaking. Oh, 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 oh. Isolated, safer but you know you hate it.
Sorry, we were muted. Guys, I appreciate everybody watching this week. Make sure you follow along everywhere at The Boston Chris Show. And I will see you guys next Tuesday and every Tuesday after that, 6 p.m., 8 p.m., 2 live streams, 2 interviews, 2 artists every single week. Appreciate y'all being here. Y'all have a great rest of your week. Much love.